Howdy, folks. Greyhawk 4x4 coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. And we have made it to another Beer 30. Cheers. Let's take another pull of that. Oh, that is downright refreshing. Oh my. This is up there with that other one that I tried out of that 12-pack box I got of these imported German beers. That is spectacular. Whew-wee. Oh man. If I could only buy you by the case. So this is, and for those of you that don't know, this is our segment where we have a beer. I talk about usually a craft beer. Then we get into some gaming news, whatever the topical gaming word of the day is. And we shoot the shit about games and drink some beer. Okay, so the bonus to this is from Burgerliches Brauhaus. This is the Altbayerische Helle. It's a Helles German-style beer. And this is, of course, from Germany, imported. And this is brewed, where this brewery is in Ingolstadt. Which, by coincidence, if you look on my beer glass, this is a different beer, Ingelbrau, but it was also brewed in Ingolstadt. That the maker of this, that's on this, the logo that's on this glass, and of course that has a little bit of a soft spot in my heart because when I was stationed in Germany, one of the last assignments I had was to go down for Reforger, which was in Kreilsheim, Germany, and we were doing recons all over the area for Reforger, and we went through Ingolstadt quite frequently for the time that we were down there for about a month. So, yeah. And then on the bonus is that this is freaking delicious. Just imagine if, in order to describe that, your standard American beer, Michelob, Budweiser, Coors, etc. When you, a hot day and you need something refreshing and you get a Budweiser or whatever, yes, it's refreshing, etc. Imagine that, though, if it had a depth of flavor on top of just the refreshing part. That's what you get here. So, anyway, that's enough about the beer for now. Let's talk about today's topic. Today I thought we would talk about the top anticipated games of 2022 that we are now in. We are, 4 days in? And I'm looking at an article from PC Gamer. And it's about the top new games of 2022, what they're looking forward to, etc., and what we should be looking forward to, apparently. So, let's go through these. Number 1, God of War, January 14th. I am not a console player. I have a console, an older one, but I haven't really played a lot on console. But God of War, I know, is a gigantic title. And apparently it's coming to PC. It's a port, obviously. And it says you'll be able to take on the Norse realms in all the gorgeous 4K. I would love to try this out, just because of everything I've seen, throughout the years about that franchise and the awards that it got and all that kind of stuff. So I'd like to check that one out at some point. Dying Light 2, February 4th. It looks like There's some parkour to this. I've never played Dying Light, the first one, so I'm not sure how I feel about that with the parkour element. I don't know how I would, if that's something. I mean, if I tried it, who knows? It might surprise the shit out of me. I might like it. Total War, Warhammer 3, Total War series. I have a couple of the titles on the Total War series. I just cannot get into real-time strategy. As many times as I've tried, I cannot get into it for whatever reason. It's just not my thing. Elden Ring. Now, this one, I think we're all looking forward to. And it was delayed, of course. And now it's saying February 25th. So I need to move this over a little bit here so I can read it better. Let's do this. There we go. So that is a RPG, of course. It says an open world with lore written in part by George R.R. Martin, of course, from Game of Thrones fame. And it says it's basically Dark Souls, but bigger. So we'll have to wait and see. Final Fantasy Origin. The only Final Fantasy game I've played is Final Fantasy XIV, the online role-playing game, the MMO. There were elements of that I love. There was other parts of the game that were kind of a turnoff for me. The fact that you could do all the different jobs and switch between them and all that. This looks like it's going to be a single-player game, so that's probably not an issue. It says it's actually a pseudo remake, so that would be interesting to see. Saints Row, August 20th. Oh, did I say Final Fantasy, March 18th, Elden Ring, February 25th. Saints Row. This is a rebooting of the series, and I played Saints Row 4, I believe. And I had a lot of fun with that game. To me, it was very much like Grand Theft Auto. And it's a slapstick, over the top, bombastic, drive around, smash shit up, just fun game. So the old nose is running here, so excuse me, I gotta do that a little bit. So that is August 23rd. So I actually, as a fun title, I could see me trying that out for sure. November the 11th, Starfield, the big one. Well, at least it's the big one of the year for me. It is a new, I looked it up, it is a new engine. It's going to be their, I think it's called the Creation 2 engine. It's going to be their first game that that they're going to release that uses that engine. So I'm looking forward to that. And can we all just take a moment and please pray collectively that they can launch a game, that Bethesda can launch a game that is not bug-ridden and does not require the mod community to actually fix their game. Maybe this, cross our fingers, maybe this will be the one. Starfield, November 11th. Let's hope. That it's basically like they've got written here, Skyrim in space. You know, it's going to be open world exploration, but it's going to be in space. So let's keep our fingers crossed. Company of Heroes 3. I have Company Heroes 2, and I played that quite a bit. I don't think I finished the campaign or whatever, but again, it was more, that was squad-based RTS, as I would call it. And it was fun because having been in the military, in the army, it was kind of fun to kind of experience that squad-based RTS stuff, you know, from that aspect, having a group to control and all that stuff. But it wasn't something that grabbed hold of me where I just had to keep playing it. And so, but I did try it, and it was fun. So I don't know how I feel about Company of Heroes 3 because I don't know that I would put the money out to try it, because I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't be something that I would like get my money's worth on. So, Gotham Knights. Now, these down here where I'm at now, Starfield was the last one that had a release date. These, going from Company of Heroes 3 down, just say 2022, so it means they don't have a release date for them yet. Let's see here. Gotham Knights. 4 members of the Bat family are watching over Gotham in Batman's absence in a diversion from the Arkhamverse timeline. In solo or 2-player co-op, you'll battle the big bads on the Court of Owls as Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood. Interesting. So, you can do it solo, it looks like, which is awesome. And you can do 2-player co-op. So I could see I got a buddy in California who's a huge gamer like me, and over the years, we've done lots of different co-op stuff. So I could see us doing that for sure. That might be one that I might end up trying out. Kerbal Space Program 2. I own the first one. I tried it out, and it would probably be something that I could get back into now, because when I was playing the first one, I was still working full-time. Had our weekly D&D game. That might have been back when we still had our Pathfinder game, too. That looks like something, the feel of it when I was playing it was, you got to put some serious time into Kerbal Space Program if you want to have fun with it and actually get everything out of it you can. That was the way it was hitting me. It seemed like it has a steep learning curve, the whole bit. So, but I know that there is a huge following for Kerbal Space Program. So I'm guessing that those that loved it are they can't wait for the second one. So, the other big one for me, System Shock, says Shodan is coming back in a neon-drenched remake of the classic first-person shooter. You'll wake up from a coma on board the orbital research station and have to take on hordes of mutants and cyborgs that the killer station AI has created. System Shock's cyberpunk pedigree is unmatched, and we're hoping this will nail it. System Shock 2 is one of my all-time favorite games, period. It's definitely in my, I'd say it's in my top 5. I'd probably put it in my top 5. Yeah. So if this is anything close to that, to System Shock 2, with new graphics and the whole bit, yeah, so for me, Starfield and System Shock are the two big ones for me so far. Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. Never gotten into the Warhammer franchise at all. Couldn't say anything about it. Don't know anything about it. So, I hope, for all you Warhammer fans out there, I hope it's good. Baldurs Gate 3. Now this, I can talk about. A little parched. So, I'm torn on this one. Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 are 2 of my favorite games of all time. Baldur's Gate 3, bought it, tried it. Something about it just didn't feel right. Put it aside for a while, probably about a month ago. Started it back up again to try it again. Couldn't get it to run. Kept crashing. Crashed the desktop. Lockup. Crashed desktop. Uninstalled it. Went onto the forums. Other people were having similar issues and so forth. Now, it is still early access. Even though anyway. You can tell my frustration with this particular game. So, it says, I'm going to read it to you. It has 2022 with a question mark next to it on this one. Baldur's Gate is back, and it's now in the hands of Divinity Original Sin's developers. Larian has already launched the first section of the game in early access while adding new features and classes prior to the official launch. Like Divinity Original Sin, Baldur's Gate 3 is often a wacky anything-goes take on digital D&D. I wouldn't know. When I started it, it was the whole beginning part on the spaceship with the mind flayers and all that stuff. Didn't get past that, and then couldn't get it to run again. This was my top hyped game. I was completely ready for it. I pre-ordered it, obviously, and I don't do pre-orders anymore. I pre-ordered that, and I got burned again. At least for now, I feel like I got burned. Now, of course, once it finally does release, if it turns out to be good, then I'll eat my words. But for right now, I feel like I've been burned. So the fact they've got 2022 with a question mark next to it is kind of unsettling. So, excuse me. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. 2022 with a question mark again. I never played Vampire the Masquerade, the first one. I need to do that. I believe I own it on Steam, and I just haven't done it. It has all the elements that I think I would really like. The timing just never was there for me to just say, let me jump into this particular game. So I could see myself, if I do that between now and whenever this one comes out, if I decide to try that out and it grabs me, then I will certainly be looking forward to the sequel. So that's it. That is the top anticipated upcoming games for 2022. What do you guys think? What are your top ones that you're anticipating? How do you feel about the stuff that I offered commentary on? Am I on the mark, off the mark? What? Let me know. That is today's topic. I'm going to finish this delicious beer. Cheers. And we will catch you on the flip side. Let's see, today is Tuesday. Tomorrow is no video. So Thursday we got a live coming up. So we will see you then. And then Friday we should be having our game schedule. So fingers crossed. We'll be back on track back here. So until then, guys, again, we will catch you on the flip side.